American dream.
We are very happy that you are here to watch us perform a part of our great country's history.
We ask that you be a very respectful audience and hold applause till the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now present to you the American dream.
which I sure hope is part of Asia, or at least on the way to it. But even if it isn't, I claim descent from King Ferdinand and Queen Isabel of Spain, since after all, they did pay my way, and the very first land here.
Now hold on a minute there, Buster. I hate to break it to you, but my Scandinavian pals and I were here 500 years before you floated up on these shores. And I've heard tell of an Irish monk by the name of Bredon who was here 500 years before us. So don't be thinking that you were the first one to ever set foot here. In fact, there were some people from Asia who come in here even before that.
You're living in a dream world, Leaf Buddy. I loaded up my Nina, my Pinta, and my Santa Maria and headed out to find a faster way to Asia. And if this isn't Asia, then I don't know what is. Now you can just take your goofy little hat and you're living in a dream world.
I said hello.
Who is she?
Excuse me, Clovis.
Clovis?
Well, Clovis is actually the name of my people. So you can call me Chloe if you like.
Chloe?
That's right. I hate to break it to you fellas, but my people have been here a long time.
Oh dear, what am I going to tell the King and Queen of Spain?
Not oofed up. This is enough news to make a grown Viking cry.
Don't feel bad, guys. Just because my ancestors were already living here doesn't mean that your feats of exploration weren't brave and amazing.
Really?
Do you really think so?
Of course. This land would not be the same at all if courageous men like you not dared to follow your dreams and discover the wonders unknown to your own people. Your daring adventures truly changed the world.
Gee, thanks, Chloe. I feel better already.
Hey, Chloe, do you think we could keep this under a cat's roof here? I'm still thinking I could get a national holiday out of this if I play it right. You know, school, holidays, parades, that kind of stuff.
No problem, Chris. The point is that people have been coming to this land for thousands of years for 1,000 different reasons. Almost all of them are following a dream.
Just like me.
Just like me.
And just like me.
The new road to explore recommend. Let's go to news double ball.
I claim Port of Canada and North America for British. John Cabin.
My name is Ferdinand Magellan. I was the first explorer to circumnavigate the globe.
The first European explorer to cross the Mississippi River was me, Armand the Soil.
It became a haven not just for seekers of fame and fortune, but for those who yearned for a place in which they could live and worship as they pleased.
My name is Martin St. Muller. In 1507, I drew a map for the first time that included a brand new continent. But what to name it?
Why not name it after me, Amerigo Vespucci, the greatest explorer of all time?
Well, okay, Vespucci it is.
As Governor of Plymouth, I, William Bradford, give thanks for the dream that brought us this new land, the dream that led us to bounty and hope, the dream that is
America! For the next 200 years, settlers came to America from all over the world, full of all sorts of American dreams. The Spanish rose and Juan Bautista.
He said, in my travels, I saw very good places and beautiful country, and that if it could be settled like here, there would not be anything more beautiful in all the world.
The John Winthrop, leader of the newly established Massachusetts Bay Company, said, "We must consider that we shall be a city built upon a hill, the eyes of all people are upon us."
The Quaker leader William Penn said, "How shall we treat these American Indians, you ask? Let them have justice, and you win them."
But justice did not always prevail.
Many of my people were pushed away from this land.
We had no voice in how things were run.
Slowly our freedom was diminishing.
And no choice but to fight.
We live in America, and yet we are citizens of the European countries. A letter to his daughter, Mary Reverend Joseph Fish, wrote, "The British seem determined to distress us to the last degree, if not to destroy us, unless we submit the yoke of slavery they have prepared for us."
John Appleton, a merchant from South Carolina, said,
We were doing fine here in the colonies when the king and parliament left us alone. Now I find taxes on everything I bring to the colonies to sell. It is bound to hurt business.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among these life, liberty, are the pursuit of happiness.
"We have no choice but to fight!
We have no choice but to fight!
By the rude bridge that arched the flood, their flag tables breeze unfurled. Here once embattled farmers stood, and fired the shot heard around the world. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
In freedom we're born, and like sons of the brave, will never surrender till it's born.
The revolution was effected before the war commenced. The revolution was in the minds and hearts of the people. John Adams.
Purchase of 1803 doubled the size of the United States of America.
President Jefferson commissioned Mr. Lewis not to explore this vast new territory.
I'm Sacagawea. I showed them the way.
What?
I showed.
She showed us the way.
Daniel Boone met many new settlers to the Kentucky hills. He later told a friend.
Thousands of buffaloes roamed the Kentucky hills, and the land will never be poor.
I, Zebulon, pied the smoke of
find us through Kansas into the south or west.
The European settlers just kept coming. I'm the one they called the prophet. Indians like myself were asked to sell our lands to these new settlers.
This did not sit well with us.
My brother Temuske, the great Shawnee chief, asked,
Sell the country, and why not sell the air, the clouds, and the great sea?
But the people kept coming.
Fulton is a name. Robert Fulton. In 1807, I introduced the steamboat on the Hudson River.
And the people kept coming. Faster!
In 1811, work began on the National Road.
In 1830, Peter Cooper built the very first locomotives for the Dalton, Ohio Railroad.
And faster!
Texas was far! The Oregon Territory was opened up.
Gold was discovered in California.
In order to protect our religious freedoms, Brigham Young led a group of settlers to his now Salt Lake City.
And the people kept coming and coming and coming.
The American dream included dreams of women like me, Susan B. Anthony.
And me, Soldier Nerd True.
Women are we!
The men over there says women need to be helped into carriages and over ditches and puddles and have the best place everywhere. Nobody helps me into carriages and over ditches and puddles or gives me the best place everywhere. Ain't I a woman? Look at my arm. I have plowed and planted together into barns and no man could beat me. Ain't I a woman?
You said it, sister.
And the people kept coming and coming and coming and coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce our 16th President, Abraham Lincoln.
I believe this government cannot permanently endure half slave and half free.
If it is necessary that I be fall on the battlefield for my country, I am ready, I am willing. I am perfectly willing to lay down all my joys to maintain this government.
I put in many hours of work and soon thought to myself, quite a soldier. I was selected first sergeant, much to my surprise, just what a first sergeant's duties might be. I had no idea.
The origin of taps is shrouded in myth and legend. No one knows exactly where the haunting song first originated. This is the tragic story of the first known usage of taps, as told by Bill Coate in his book, Shocking Secrets of American History.
The Civil War, although moving further and further into our nation's past, has left a legacy of heartache and heroism that affects us today. We are still moved of stories of those brothers fighting brothers and fathers fighting sons.
One such tragedy occurred in 1862 during the Peninsula Campaign, but unlike so many others, this sacrifice had eternal consequences. It left a piece of the soul of the entire nation that can still be heard wafting across cemeteries today.
It all began at Harrison's Landing, Virginia, in the aftermath of battle. A Union captain by the name of Ellicombe and his men stumbled upon the bodies of several Confederate soldiers.
Ellicombe ordered his men to bury them, and as they were doing so, he surveyed the faces of the young men. Suddenly, to his horror, he spied the face of the one he knew. It was that of his own son.
Part of Ellicombe's shock stemmed from the fact that he had not known his son had joined the Confederate Army. The boy had been studying music in the South when the war began. Ellicombe assumed that his son would be safe as long as he was studying music. Unfortunately, such was not the case. The boy had left school to join the Confederate Army.
Captain Ellicombe tenderly searched his son's pockets and found a scrap of paper with some music written on it. He handed it to his bugler and asked him if he could play the tune.
As the lad was consigned to the grave, the bugler played the musical notes that had been scribbled on the piece of paper carried by young Ellicombe.
The sound of music sent chills up the spines of everyone within earsound. It was such a beautiful melody and so simple that it caught on quickly among other buglers during the Civil War. Before the war was over, buglers on both sides were playing the piece at graveside ceremonies.
By some strange twist of fate, the notes of that scribbled song, carried by an American schoolboy in the Civil War, went on to become the bugle call for funerals around the world.
Today, we call the music taps, and it is still being played, especially for military services, for it signals the end of a soldier's struggle as he is laid to rest.
I had a dream. I had a terrible dream. It's for us to be dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that for these honored dead, we take increased devotion to the cause which they gave for the last full measure of devotion, that these have not identified, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth.
signing of Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, Abraham Lincoln said once and for all,
As painful as the Civil War was,
the Union survived.
the American dream lived on.
Since then, more and more people had followed that dream to our beautiful shores.
Russia,
Guatemala, Mexico,
Spain,
Japan,
Australia, Canada,
South Africa, Philippines, Ireland,
China,
United Kingdom,
Vietnam,
India,
France,
Cuba,
Holland, Italy,
Nigeria, Brazil, Romania, Scotland. Given you're tired, you're poor, your hollow masses, your injuries free, the wretched refuse of your swinging shore, sings the homeless tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. The United States flag has 13 stripes, 7 are red and 6 are white. The stripes represent the 13 colonies. The flag also has 50 white stars on a blue background. The 50 stars represents the 50 states in the U.S. The United States flag was first designed in 1777. It has been changed many times since then. New stars are added each time new states join the Union.
The Pledge of Allegiance was first published in 1892 in Boston, Massachusetts to celebrate the 400th anniversary of the discovery of America. The Pledge of Allegiance was first used in public schools to commemorate Columbus Day on October 12, 1892.
The Pledge of Allegiance received official recognition by Congress as an act approved on June 22, 1942. The phrase "Under God" was added by a congressional act approved on June 14, 1954. The United States Code states that when delivering the Pledge of Allegiance, everyone must stand at attention and face the flag with right hand over the heart.
The code also states that men not in uniform should move any non-religious headdress and hold their right hand at the left shoulder. The right hand is over the heart. Persons in uniform should remain silent, face the flag, and run the military salute. Please stand and join us as we recite our Pledge of Allegiance.
be seated.
our great country.
Please read your program and pay special attention to all those involved that help make this production a success.
A special thanks to Hermiston Education Foundation, Hermiston School District, Mrs. Ronnieberg, our music teacher, Michael and Dave, our lights and technology, sound and technology, and our volunteer support. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming today. Classroom teachers, please dismiss your classes. So that means students, make sure you're listening to your teachers. The buses will be outside, but they'll be doing the same thing as when you came over here. So it might take a little bit of time for us to get back. Parents, thank you very much for coming. I hope you enjoyed our production of The American Dream. The kids did fabulous. Let's give them another round of applause.
And I know whoa, that was really close. I'm gonna pull that away a little bit. I know we thank the kids did amazing, but let's give her a round of applause for Mrs. Doherty, Miss Bailey, all the teachers that helped us. That was amazing. Awesome stuff. And as you know, the buses are here, and I'm thinking if we kind of, so the 5th and kinder, if you guys maybe can get on the first buses, and then from there, so 5th and kinder, why don't you guys go first, and then everyone else can come in behind you.